Who back when?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Podcast Land, and welcome to episode B037 of Who Back When, a Doctor Who podcast.
I agree.
Or Doc Past. That sensual voice you just heard was none other than Drew. Hello, Drew.
Hello, Leon.
Hello.
One of these days I'm going to figure out the ultimate sort of linguistic trap from which you cannot escape to then say Doc Past.
I don't understand why I'm meaning with so many obstacles in trying to get this to... Anyway, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. We are here today to intro it's a bonus episode. We're introing a blooper reel, ladies and gents of Podcast Land.
Because we decided this was better.
This is so much better. What are we going to talk about, Drew?
We're
going to be talking about all the cool stuff that is going to happen over the course of the next year, pretty much. This is like a teaser / blooper reel.
Yes, in Who Back When Land. This is the temporal road you will be trudging with us.
Exactly. Oh, I like that. Oh, that was awesome. Okay. So, starting in chronological order, what is next on the plate? Let's go with that. Well, what is next up?
Well, we've had a script in our inbox for some time, some considerable years.
Yeah.
Sent in by a superfan.
Indeed.
Who has remained one despite our utterly failing to bring his vision to the screen.
To the silver screen. Yes. We're talking, of course, of none other than the sinister super spy himself, Kyle Rath. Hello, Kyle, by the way, if you're listening.
Yes, and he sent us half of a Blink episode of his own devising.
Yes.
Which we were supposed to provide the counterpart to.
Exactly, and we simply failed to do this. Very sorry, Kyle, but we will. So this is, we haven't forgotten about you, Kyle. This is still on our radar, and it will be dropped in the ether onto your hungry earballs.
And eyeballs!
And eyeballs, sorry, yes, of course.
All the head balls.
This is going to be a video episode.
And it heralds Who Back When's entrance into a new stereoscopic era.
Well, you say entrance. We have had a presence on YouTube for quite some time. It's just we haven't really done anything with that presence. But that's all about to change, ladies and gentlemen. We will do a little bit more with our YouTube channel. And what does that mean exactly?
What does that mean exactly?
Numero uno, as a lot of you out there apparently prefer to listen to podcasts on YouTube.
With your eyes.
With your eyes.
Because that's what those organs are for. But we're not questioning you, Podcast Land, and your infinite wisdom.
For that reason, we will be plopping every episode onto YouTube very, very shortly. So that's one thing. Numero
That is a huge plop, by the way.
Yeah. It will be the plop heard around the world. There will be numero dos. We will try to maybe drop the occasional bonus video now and then. Really, really short videos, so you can experience us in a new dimension, in a new forum, in a new format.
Yeah, accompanying this enormous plot will be an intro cast, giving a much more up-to-date introduction of the current state of the podcast.
Yeah, comparing that to the 000 episode that Flaps and I recorded some 4-point-something years ago.
And if you don't know who Flaps is,
then you should listen or / watch the upcoming intro cast that we're going to be recording.
Yeah, and rewind 179 episodes to when he was part of it.
Bingo bongo.
Or listen to the Class spin-off.
Oh, actually, yeah, you should listen to the Class spin-off. I quite enjoyed that one.
Speaking of spin-offs...
Plus, I spent a lot of time editing that spin-off recording. So, yeah, please. Yeah. Because someone didn't buy a microphone. Thanks, Flaps. But, yeah, speaking of spin-offs... well, you were going to say something there, Drew.
I was. We're constantly talking about how we are neglecting the spin-offs. We're just cruising by as we stick to the main channels of Classic and New Who.
Yeah.
But we have not forgotten about these Podcast Land.
Absolutely not.
We intend to remedy these... What's the word? The word's gone.
Shortcomings, these...
Yes.
Yeah.
We intend to remedy these shortcomings.
People have been most vocal about Torchwood and us having a bonus episode about Torchwood, but there are, in fact, several spin-offs that we could talk about. We have Torchwood, we have Sarah Jane, we have K9 and Buddies, whatever it's called. And then we have a lot of classic spin-offs. We have... what's it called? There are like a couple of Sontaran films. The Sontaran Stratagem. No, that's an actual episode of New Who, isn't it? The Sontaran Mission.
The Sontaran spin-off?
I think that's the official title, yeah. At the very least, that was on the production box.
These were shot, what, in the 70s or something?
I think so. Or 80s, maybe.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And the Doctor isn't in it? Is a companion?
I don't think so. I think it's like... Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I think it's Unit versus Sontarans.
Oh, so the Brigadier might be in it.
Possibly. And on top of that, there are also... I think we talked about this over email a few days ago when I should have been working. Probably you as well.
My wife is sitting right here, dude.
Sorry.
It's fine, she's not listening. Hopefully you still are.
This is like peekaboo, right? If we're wearing headphones and she's not, she can't hear what we're saying right next to her. That's how it works, I think.
Yeah. So spin-offs in some.
Yeah, so a lot of the classic ancillary characters, such as the Brig, I think a few others as well, they turn up in these other joint ventures that have nothing to do with the Hooniverse whatsoever. But I think it would be kind of fun to watch. They're all sci-fi, like to watch all these sci-fi movies from the 70s or whenever.
And presumably they're all incredibly cheap.
Probably, yeah.
Marvelous.
And they all star myriad actors from the Hooniverse. I think that would make for a hilarious bonus episode.
Yes, but we are not just looking to the past, podcast land.
Absolutely not. Take us to the future, Drew.
Well, we're all anticipating eagerly the arrival of Jodie Whittaker, and
Yes, we
presumably by about November we'll have more material and knowledge and just anticipation built up by various tidbits that BBC are dropping.
See, anticipation, certainly. More material? I'm not so sure.
Well, we've already had a preview on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I bet you there'll be another preview, certainly of the Capaldi Christmas episode.
I certainly, yeah, I would assume so.
RTD's already had his 2 cents, and Moffat's giving interviews, and yeah, there will be a hype build-up. It hasn't happened yet. And
No.
right in the middle of that, we will take stock and...
Slight spoiler for when we do. Are you also... I'm a little bit disappointed by that. Are you a little disappointed by that?
How do you mean?
As in, when we were anticipating the arrival of Capaldi got his own special episode on BBC, like the announcement.
Doctor Who Live, presented by Zoe Ball?
Exactly. And did the then ensuing Doctor get that? No. Whittaker has not received anything outside of, some interview clips, I guess, and a 30-second spot during the tennis.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed by that.
Yeah, she's done a lot of radio work.
Yeah.
And plugged her current drama
Yeah, exactly.
more than her upcoming stint as the Doctor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think once this hype machine kicks into full swing, even if it doesn't, we can say, where is the hype machine, BBC?
Exactly. So at the very
Galvanise
least,
them into action.
Exactly. So at the very least, expect a 25 to 35 minute bonus episode during which we go, where's the hype machine?
Yes.
What else have we got on our plate?
Well, yes.
Bajing, bajing. I'm pointing at some buzzers up there.
Yes, indeed. You've heard us talk about this a few times. The just a minute or just a moment or whatever the BBC lawyers will allow us to get away with podcast where for half an hour we act out a silly parlour game to show off our verbal dexterity.
All while talking exclusively about Whovian matters.
Yes.
It's going to be great. If you don't know what Just a Minute is, just YouTube it. You will find it, I'm sure. It's a classic BBC radio.
It's an institution.
It is, but I don't know if it's travelled across the pond, for example. Do our listeners in the States or in Japan or
Well, as Nicholas
outside of the
Parsons
UK?
would say, we have listeners not only in this country, but around the world.
Oh, yes, he would say that.
Yes, and often does.
And he would
So-
say that without hesitation, repetition, or deviation.
Quite.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
About 60 to 80% of our podcast watch that, and so we're all excited about it. And it'll be fun.
Super excited. What else have we got in store?
Well, we have that Christmas episode.
Yes, the Christmas episode is coming up. Then obviously we got some Christmas bloopers. And then... Is that it? That might be it.
I think that's a pretty good list to be going along
That's
with.
quite a lot of work to do. Holy smokes. So we
If
can
your
have any time.
appetite's not whetted by now, podcast land.
Wait, hang on. 2 things. Number 1, someone's knocking on the door. Number 2, I just thought of something else.
Okay. Who could this be? Is this some sort of special guest we're bringing back from the podcast's ancient history? Do you know what? The thing is, you need 5 people to do the Just a Minute Doctor Who podcast. So that's me, that's Leon, that's Nick, that's Marie. That's an obvious 4. Where are we going to get this 5th person from?
Hello, guys.
Rawmeister!
Fantastic! Oh, you arrived just in time.
That's right. For those of you who have been pining for Rory's return, it is imminent.
Yeah, hey, man.
This isn't old footage. This isn't old footage we're splicing in. Can we interact in a more believable way? What did you think of the Twin Peaks finale?
No spoilers.
Yeah, I can't possibly say it.
Story checks out.
I'm suddenly doubting my abilities to speak without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. So, I'm mostly hesitating right now, blindsided as I am.
I thought of one more thing that is in the cards. There is going to be a special TARDIS-ode coming up.
Yes, there is. Of course. We're just beyond this wall.
Yes,
right now.
in the adjacent room, there is a TARDIS in bits and pieces littering the dining room. Miriam is currently in Paris, and there she will stay until I've tidied up.
Heard this before, but it's bigger than I thought it would be.
Rory!
He hasn't lost it!
So yeah, I've mentioned this on the show a few times. I'm in the process of building a TARDIS, and not a functioning one, but a decorative one, and at some point I will finish it, and when I do, we shall have a bonus episode, because there are tons and tons of TARDIS builders out there, and I'm sure Podcastland in general might be interested in hearing about it.
Yeah, and it's been a journey.
Yeah, the trials and tribulations of building a TARDIS. Definitely worth mentioning. Also, a video episode coming up.
Yeah, expect to see that TARDIS shoehorned into pretty much every future video we shoot.
Undoubtedly.
If your appetites aren't whetted by now, Podcast Land, I don't know what to say to you.
Well, I'm wet in general. Does that count?
It'll do.
Anything else?
I think it's time for bloop, bloop, bloop.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. These bloopers come exclusively from our latest New Who review, our review of The Beast Below, during which Drew, Marie, and I consumed champagne, prosecco, spritz, vodka,
cider,
brandy,
zesty orange brandy.
Oh yes, courtesy of Michael Ridgway.
We love you, Michael.
Pod orange, pod brandy, pod Michael, and. And consequently, there was quite a lot to cut out. So, here it is. Feast your earballs on this. Catch you in the next one. Be rad and next to each other. Rock on. And ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Nice. Ka-ching balls and cheesecakes. Take it away. It's N062.
I know this.
No, I'm just saying.
The Doctor and his new companion Amy have left Britain for the depths of space, where they happen upon Britain.
More vodka.
More vodka.
Something's wrong aboard our flighty blighty. Where? Yeah.
I just realised my own genius.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
We need pictures of all the booze, by the way.
Let's have that Prosecco. Let's get that over here.
Do you want the Prosecco in your vodka
in
glass?
the vodka glass, yeah. Vodka Prosecco.
Do this.
Classy gentleman. Hang on.
We're well aware.
Nice. That extra alcohol will only make this go smoother.
Shall we start us off with a different question instead? Was that not a good
Limited
one?
resources with which to do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Someone start us off with a better question. I'm sorry about
that.
that.
Good answer. That was a very good answer. There was some fun in that. don't stifle my wit.
If you want a brandy glass, nice fresh one that hasn't been...
it's all mixing. Let's do it.
I've got it. Hang on. Here you go. I'm speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
On top of that...
You're not. I can tell.
We can...
I can't do it.
Is that code for I'm going to cut this bit?
No, I just wanted to be...
You don't want to hear about my holiday?
Just podcast lounge?
Well, I'm cutting this bit.
Yeah.
How are you for drinks, by the way? I'm not going to cut this. I'm not cutting this. Who
I'm
needs a drink?
finishing off my orange brandy, but I've got room.
Mine tastes a bit cummy, so maybe put some more in.
Who needs what?
But here's
Orange brandy.
Get the Prosecco.
I'm gonna
get the Prosecco.
I'm having a Lindor while we're drinking.
Yeah, do it.
Creamy and delicious.
Just like Drew's cum.
Yeah,
Prosecco.
that wasn't creamy and delicious a minute ago. Fuck, dude, cut most of this, please.
What just happened? That was amazing.
Bloop.
I mean, there are lots of stereotypes about, men of the cloth and little boys. There are... Sorry, I'll cut that.
Oh God, I wish we were recording this just for Drew's face.
Where were you going with that, though?
I don't know. He's holding a log, like, I don't know, use your imagination.
Log. Oh, that's for the bishop. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone.
I'm not denying, widespread abuse in the church, but what's that got to do with Timmy's log?
I don't know, like, he's traumatized. His sex log. I don't know, shit, we're cutting this whole bit.
Oh God. I did not start this.
I guess we need maybe we need an October blooper reel as well.
Sorry, Marie just poked me so I'd fill her up, so, okay, here we go. Is that it? Say when?
I'll do.
Okay.
When?
So I only have a few notes. Marie, do you have any notes?
I have so many notes.
Oh, let's hear them.
Let's hear some of them. I don't have that many.
Can I just finish my Lindor? You tap.
I've sent out, you know...
That's the universal signal for let's get into ratings.
A little top-up.
I don't know, because it's like half Prosecco is half champagne.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Is that
Oh, yeah.
weird, or...?
Oh, maybe it is.
Who Back When is
Actually,
brought
it
to you
does smell very
tonight by
different.
every single mode of alcohol. Leona, you got one?
I just took part of Marie's.
Oh,
We got one. Where's yours, Drew?
I did mine while you...
Michael Ridgway. Michael Ridgway. Oh,
Thematically, the heavily controlled... Wait.
Society.
Wait.
Red line.
We can't, the three of us, talk at the same time. It doesn't work.
I just need to be... I need to hone my reflexes and pull it
Quieter.
down on the mixer.
Let's do it again.
Less enthusiastically, though.
All right, okay, take 2. This what? Take 3. No red line.
Hot. What?
Remember how awkward we were in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, how sober we were.
Who's got a question? Do you have a question?
No, after you.
Wait. I'll cut my question.
No, please. I'm too shy.
We should record the intros at the end.
Yeah, we should.
We should do that.
Holy
next time.
shit.
Can I start this episode with a question? How are we so fucking drunk?
Greetings, fellow Hunatics.
Hunatics.
That's the one. This one was not to be a fan favourite, and I have to admit. Sorry, I have to start again.
Whole Brexit thing. Swimming some sick while... Swimming some sick while playing... I'm really sorry, podcast now. Oh, God, I'm so drunk.
This is why we usually stop after 3 listening to these.
Phone booths, locks that require a physical key, and most peculiarly... Oh, no. Wait, can you just say it to me?
It's like you just stopped in front of way too tall an obstacle. It's just like...
Is that like 5 syllables? Peculiarly.
Wait, no.
Peculiarly.
Oh, no.
There you go. You got it.
No one else had any Twitter things. Oh, yeah, we did that one. We did that one.
We did.
Yes, we
We did. I joined
You
it
joined
right at the end.
Toads my loads.
Oh, man.
Fine.
You really will need to do a blooper reel.
Yeah. There might be a blooper reel just for this episode.
Oh, dear.
Actually, that'd be fun. That would be fun.
What's up next on Who Back When?
Oh, that's a marvellous question.
You got a drum roll into the mic there, Marie. Stop it!
Kablamo! Did you enjoy the show? Then please do what the cosmos compels you to and spread the gospel of Who Back When. Tell your friends. Don't have any friends? No problemo. Tell some strangers. Like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Who Back When, all in one word. Are you on Google Plus? Then find us on Google Plus. That's plus Who Back When. And when you do, tell us why you're on Google Plus. Who Back When just got its very own Twitter account, no lie, so give us a follow. You guessed it, that's @WhoBackWhen, all in one word. Check us out on SoundCloud, vote us up on Reddit, listen to us on Stitcher, and head on over to our website, whobackwhen.com, where you can leave a comment, submit a review of your own, and peruse our visual index of aliens, monsters, and more, which increases in kablamos with every episode. And lastly, give us a rating and review on iTunes. Not only would it make us super chuffed, and it really, really would, but as thanks, we will transmigrate your iTunes nom de plume into the credit list of trailers for fake Doctor Who audiobooks produced by Who Back When. Have a poke around our bonus episodes to make more sense of that. That's it. Rock on and be rad and excellent to each other. Catch your earballs in our next classic Who review, new Who review, or, still funny, audio Who review. Ciao.
Who Back When?